Buying a home can make you poorer even if the monthly payment looks affordable on paper. If you are deciding between renting and buying right now, you are standing at a financial crossroads that could shape your net worth for the next decade. This audit is for people who want stability without quietly becoming house poor. We will expose the hidden monthly math mortgage calculators ignore, audit the real cost of trapped liquidity, and reevaluate flexibility as a financial asset most buyers underestimate until it is too late. The biggest lie in real estate is the phrase, "Your mortgage is cheaper than your rent." That sentence destroys more financial flexibility than people realize because a mortgage payment is not your housing cost. It is only the entry ticket. When you rent, your monthly payment is usually the most you will pay. When you buy, your mortgage payment is usually the least you will pay. But people emotionally anchor to predictable mortgage numbers while ignoring the endless ownership expenses waiting behind the purchase itself. You open a listing app and see a house with an estimated payment of $2,400 while your rent is already $2,600. Instantly, your brain tells you buying saves money. You feel responsible. You feel like you are building equity. But the estimate is incomplete on purpose. The bank shows principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. What they do not show are HOA fees, landscaping, plumbing issues, higher utility bills, and endless hardware store trips that quietly become part of your financial lifestyle forever. Human beings love fixed numbers and hate uncertain expenses. That is why homeowners mentally treat the mortgage payment as the total ownership cost, even though ownership is a rolling stream of volatility. New homeowners constantly repeat the same sentence. We didn't realize how expensive owning a house actually was. A renter loses sleep over rent increases. A homeowner loses sleep over roofs, termites, mold, plumbing, insurance renewals, and surprise repairs appearing at the worst possible moment. The payment was never the real issue. The volatility was. The fix rule is the 1.5% buffer rule. Never trust the mortgage estimate alone. Take the full purchase price of the home, multiply it by 1.5%, then divide by 12. Add that number to your monthly housing budget for maintenance, repairs, replacements, and ownership friction. A $400,000 home requires mentally adding another $500 every month. Suddenly, the affordable $2,400 payment becomes $2,900. That extra money is not luxury spending. It is survival margin protecting you from future volatility. If your financial plan only works when nothing breaks, then your financial plan does not work. Your mortgage may stay fixed for 30 years, but everything around it rises constantly. Property taxes rise. Insurance premiums rise, contractor labor rises, material prices rise, repair costs rise. That is why two people earning the same salary can experience completely different financial stress. One person bought stability, the other accidentally bought permanent financial exposure. The mortgage was not the dangerous part. The unpredictable ownership system surrounding it was. A down payment is often the largest check someone will ever write, and most people celebrate the exact moment they empty their savings account to do it. That is the liquidity trap. You take cash that could protect your future and lock it inside walls, floors, and countertops. On paper, it feels smart. Emotionally, it feels responsible. Socially, it earns approval. But equity is not the same thing as liquidity. Liquidity buys time during layoffs, emergencies, and uncertainty. Equity cannot pay your grocery bill without friction and stress. Homeownership creates the illusion of wealth because your net worth number rises while your usable cash collapses. People proudly say things like, "At least you own something," or "At least you are building equity." But you cannot pay for a medical emergency with kitchen cabinets. You cannot use roof shingles to fix a car repair. Most buyers only understand the danger after life changes unexpectedly. A recession, a divorce, a health problem. Suddenly, the dream home becomes a financial hostage situation because there is no remaining cash margin left to adapt. The fix rule is the 6-month post-closing guardrail. After your down payment and closing costs are paid, you should still have at least 6 months of full living expenses sitting in liquid cash. Not in stocks, not in retirement accounts, not in crypto. Liquid cash. Open your banking app and subtract the down payment, closing costs, moving expenses, furniture, utility deposits, and immediate repairs. If the leftover balance cannot comfortably support your life for 6 months, you are not financially ready to buy the property yet. Most people still buy anyway because they assume getting approved is the hard part. It is not. The hard part is surviving ownership without financial anxiety. A financially strong buyer is not the person who barely qualifies for the mortgage. It is the person who could survive a major emergency without touching debt. When your savings disappear into a house, every future problem feels emotionally heavier. A flat tire feels bigger. A layoff feels bigger. A medical bill feels bigger. Margin is what creates calm, and most buyers destroy it immediately. In the modern economy, flexibility is a financial asset, but most people never calculate it because it does not appear on a mortgage statement. Homeownership anchors you to one location at the exact moment the economy increasingly rewards mobility. Renting versus buying is also a career decision. Industries shift, remote work changes. Entire cities rise and decline. A renter can pivot quickly. A homeowner enters a slow, expensive exit process involving repairs, commissions, inspections, negotiations, and uncertainty every time a better opportunity appears elsewhere. The psychology trap is identity. Once people own a house, the property stops being a financial tool and becomes part of who they are emotionally. That attachment makes rational decisions harder. Instead of asking what creates the best future, people begin asking how to justify staying. Flexibility disappears quietly. Selling becomes emotionally painful even when moving would improve income or opportunity. Homeownership can accidentally trap people in declining cities, bad jobs, or expensive lifestyles simply because leaving feels emotionally and financially overwhelming. The fix rule is the 5-year horizon test. If you are not highly confident you will stay in the property for at least 5 years, buying often becomes financially inefficient because transaction costs consume the gains. Selling a $350,000 house can easily cost around $21,000 in commissions and fees. If you move after only 2 years, appreciation may never even cover the exit cost. You did not build wealth. You paid tens of thousands for temporary ownership while sacrificing flexibility in the process. Flexibility is invisible until you suddenly need it. A renter can adapt quickly during economic change. A homeowner may stay trapped in a bad job simply because moving feels too expensive. That is not financial freedom, that is geographic debt. Society teaches that stability equals adulthood and staying in one place signals maturity. But economic reality changes fast. Companies restructure. Cities decline. Opportunities move. Sometimes renting is not a sign of failure. Sometimes it is a strategic decision protecting optionality during uncertain stages of life. Most people only calculate the financial cost of a house while completely ignoring the psychological cost. When you rent and something breaks, it is usually an inconvenience. When you own and something breaks, it becomes a project, a bill, a scheduling problem, and a stress event all at once. This is leveraged stress. Homeowners suddenly become contractor managers, negotiators, repair researchers, and emergency coordinators. Most underestimate how often this cycle repeats because they were sold the fantasy version of ownership instead of the exhausting maintenance reality hiding underneath it. Ownership marketing focuses on beautiful kitchens, family photos, and backyard dreams. It rarely focuses on termites, drain backups, roof leaks, insurance claims, or water heaters failing during holidays. The psychology trap is optimism bias. People imagine the best-case version of ownership while ignoring the maintenance reality. Nobody tours a house and says, "I cannot wait to replace this HVAC system," yet those systems eventually fail anyway. The emotional fantasy of ownership often hides the exhausting operational workload quietly attached to the property itself over time. The fix rule is the outsourced labor audit. If you cannot comfortably pay professionals to handle major repairs, your house is consuming too much of your income. Your career and your time matter. You should not destroy every weekend fixing emergencies yourself because the mortgage already consumed your cash reserves. Research the replacement cost for a roof, an HVAC system, and a water heater. Then ask yourself a simple question. Could you pay for these tomorrow without panic? If not, your financial margin is dangerously thin. An HVAC replacement can easily cost $8,000. If your affordable mortgage leaves no emergency cash, that repair suddenly lands on a credit card. Now, the house is not building wealth. It is building interest payments. Many homeowners quietly fall behind financially, not because they were irresponsible, but because they underestimated the system cost of ownership. The house becomes a constant financial machine demanding repairs, maintenance, upgrades, and labor, while debt quietly compounds underneath the surface every time another emergency unexpectedly appears. People buy homes because they believe real estate always goes up, but most never calculate what ownership actually costs over time. Yes, the house may appreciate, but your expenses compound too. Insurance rises, taxes rise, repairs rise, labor rises, material costs rise. The house is not just an asset, it is an ongoing financial machine constantly demanding new input. We see headlines about rising home values, but we rarely see headlines about exploding insurance premiums and decade-long maintenance costs quietly draining wealth in the background. The fix rule is the net profit reality check. When calculating whether your house actually made money, subtract every ownership expense across the full timeline, not just the zestimate, not just the appreciation headline. Subtract interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, closing costs, and selling costs. Then compare that outcome against investing the same down payment elsewhere. A $100,000 investment growing at 7% annually can nearly double in 10 years without leaking pipes, property taxes, contractor calls, or lawn maintenance consuming your time and energy. That does not mean renting always wins. Sometimes renting buys flexibility. Sometimes it buys peace. Sometimes it protects liquidity during uncertain years. The goal is not ownership. The goal is survival margin. Real financial strength is not about impressing people. It is about optionality. Can you survive a recession? Can you leave a toxic job? Can you relocate quickly for opportunity? If your house consumes your cash, limits your mobility, and increases your stress, then the house is not serving you. You are serving the house. People think they bought freedom, but many actually bought a financial cage with granite countertops. Renting is not automatically smarter. Buying is not automatically smarter. The right answer depends on your liquidity, stability, time horizon, margin, and flexibility needs. Ownership is only powerful when it strengthens your financial position instead of weakening it. A house should increase resilience, not remove it. Stability without margin becomes fragility, and fragility eventually turns every unexpected life event into a financial emergency waiting to happen. Run this three-number test before looking at another listing. First, calculate whether you still have 6 months of living expenses left after the down payment, closing costs, moving expenses, and setup costs. Second, add 1.5% of the home value divided by 12 onto the estimated mortgage payment. If that pushes beyond roughly 30% of your take-home pay, the house is likely too expensive. Third, audit your next 5 years honestly. The goal is not simply to own. The goal is to stay financially unbreakable.